So I am doing 2 pencil tumblers. So I've got them in 2 different stages, so I'm going to bounce back and forth between them so you can see a little bit more. So this one I've already taped off and I've already painted the portions that I personally paint. And then I've got one that I'll be taping up so you can see how I do that too. So this is on a 20-ounce modern curve, which I love the modern curves, and I love my skinnies. I've got a 20-ounce skinny that I'm doing. So this one has been prepped, so it is sanded, and then I washed it just using just soap, hot water. Other things I'm using my spray paint. So I really like this color pink. I don't love using crayon much more. I'm moving over to all Rust-Oleum, but this is from back when it was on sale. And it is a really pretty pink. And the pink glitter that I'm using is just Recollections bubblegum. So it really needs a good base color for it. Currently am working through 2 of my Recollections containers that I still have, and then I'll be moving for my pencil tumblers onto different colors that are have better coverage. My black is just regular Rust-Oleum black, but I like using a little bit different colors. So for my lead, I actually use Blurple from the glitter guy. I love Blurple. And then for my yellow base, this is Marigold from Rust-Oleum and Pencil from the glitter guy. And then this gold is just Champagne from Recollections that I'm using up. And then for my my silver rim, I really like using like holographic. So this is a holographic gunmetal from was Yaya's Assassin Crafts, whatever you want to call it now. Their website did change from the Yaya's to the Assassin Crafts. So those are the things that are, those are the colors I'm using. And then for my design, I'm using my zigzags, which this was just I think it's like a JPEG that someone was kind enough to share, that I measured and sized. And then today I'll be using washi tape. So before I get started, hold on, I'm gonna get a piece of beef jerky out of my teeth, but I'm gonna make sure y'all can't watch it. Alright, we're good. Didn't want to subject you to that. Before I get started on taping off, anybody have any questions or anything? No? I don't think I got it. Oh no. So, good now. Excuse me. Right. So, when I am doing a 20 or a 30 ounce like this, where you can see that crease, I always use that as my guide. Hello. So I always use that as my guide. So I lay my zigzag down first, using that as a guide, and then I go back over with washi tape to get a crisp line around the top. Because when I'm doing the zigzag, I'm not worried about the flat part, I'm worried about getting this nice. The pink I'm using, the spray paint I'm using is by Krylon, Mambo Pink. I I've seen lots of people say that they don't base their pinks, but I'm using Bubblegum by Recollections, and you have got to base coat this stuff. I've got some other really pretty pinks that I'll start using after this is gone, but I'm going to use it while I can. So yeah, so that's what I use. I think most people do. I just really like the lead being at the bottom. But again, that's all personal preference. And again, I lay this down first. So since I'm doing a skinny and I don't have that line, I'm going to use tape to give me my guide. You may be a much better person than me and be able to eyeball it better, but I just like this. So I just start, and just right where it starts to curve is where I put the edge of my tape. And again, I'm not super concerned about this edge. I'm concerned about where everything's going to meet up so that my paint and my glitter have the best crisp line. All right. Then when I'm happy with that, just turn it up. So that is going to be my blurple. So now that I've got that, I'm going to take this off, and again, I'm just using it as a guide. So these are not going to line up perfectly, and I know that. So try to make it so you can see a little better. Oh, and this that I'm using, this is just that temporary vinyl. I think this is actually some Oracle, or no, not Oracle, bleh. Some Cricut vinyl that came in like I think when I bought my heat press, my first one that crapped out on me, when I bought it, they sent it with some black and brown vinyl, and I don't like using the Cricut vinyl. And I really very rarely use the temporary stuff. I like my Oracle. And just kind of lay it down and work it around so it meets. And you know, it does not have to be flat, so mine always have these like little pulls and stuff in some of them, but as long as they don't come to your edge where it's going to mess up your edge, you're good. So like I said, it's not going to line up perfectly. So for these, what I do is I just take this back off, and I'm going to use it just in those spaces to meet some of those gaps. Just lay it right over. Edge of my vinyl. Because the rest of it looked pretty good. So, alright. And then just press it down real good. Alright, so we have our lead, the wood shade part. So then just start at the top for my eraser. I'll turn it like this so maybe you can see a little better. And for these, I like to do my rim a little bit, or the metal thing a little bit thinner. So I've got slightly smaller washi tape that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to lay it right down next to it. So these are all of my areas that I'm going to be doing. So I only spray paint 3. So the black, the yellow, and then the pink. I'm putting silver on here, and I never have a problem with gold coverage over silver. So I paint my ends first, and then let them dry and paint the yellow. You can do it whatever way you like, but so all the parts I'm painting are exposed. And if you have watched my other lives, you have probably seen this. This is just cellophane. It's in the packing section, and I use it for so much stuff. And today, I'm using it to protect the areas I don't want to spray paint. So just wrap it around, nothing fancy. And then I'm going to spray paint one end and then the other. So I do my black first. So there is my black. And then my pink. And a pink rim. So, and I am going to let this dry for a bit. Right here. And while that is drying, I used to use electrical tape. I like using washi tape because I have found with electrical tape it is so stretchy that sometimes as I'm trying to get it around certain curves, I actually pull it and kind of warp the tape so I don't get as straight of an edge. So that's one of the reasons that I started going to washi tape. Washi tape is easier to me than painter's tape or just like Scotch tape or masking tape or anything like that. Because it's thinner, I still have a little bit more control with the washi tape, but I don't run into issues where I am pulling and warping the washi tape. So while that is doing its thing, here is my one that's already painted. This has been sitting, I think I did the yellow, I don't know, maybe 30-40 minutes ago. Again, I do my ends first. I don't really know why for the glitter, maybe just force of habit. but all my tape is still on there from where I painted. I do not normally let it sit for too long. I don't paint and then let it sit overnight because I do use the same tape. So I like pulling my tape from paint when it's dry, but if you push your fingers too hard into it, you'd probably leave some fingerprints. I think it just pulls better. I don't have cracking or flaking or anything like that. So I am going to do my lead first. You're welcome. And again, it's my blurple. Actually pretty surprised when I got these orders for pencil cups. Alright, so then just tap. Okay. Okay. And then I go ahead and pull my Mod Podge. Pull my Mod Podge. Pull my tape from my Mod Podge. Tried to read at the same time. So because on this one I have this extra part that I wrapped around, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off. I don't really need that anymore. I do normally use foam brushes. Before that I did have one that wide oval Mod Podge brush, and I do miss that dearly. But one of the things I like about having the foam brushes is because I craft in spurts, and I work 3 days a week, so the rest of my week is just a mix of doing house stuff and kid stuff. We bought a house last year, so there's always 5 bajillion things to do that we're working on with the house, and so I do it in spurts, and it's nice just for me to not have to be be constantly washing my brush throughout the day. So I do like having the foam brushes, but I do miss my my oval Mod Podge brush. I think my husband's dog ate it. So I'm gonna have to get another one. But those are the 2 things that I prefer for Mod Podge. I think these are just the little 1-inch brushes. Anything beyond that, I just feel like it's kind of a waste of Mod Podge. So much gets up in the bristles or foam. Yeah, we have 3 dogs. So my dogs are twins, so from the same litter, obviously. But they are about 6 years old, and their mom is a registered Labradoodle. It's my father-in-law's dog, one of my father-in-law's dogs. And then where they used to live, they had a neighbor that had a registered golden retriever, and she apparently went next door. He came over and they got a little frisky, and then surprise, she had puppies. So they're just mutts. They don't look right, and I love them. So those are mine. And then a little over a year ago, my husband got his own dog, who is an itty bitty wolf hybrid. So she's got husky and German Shepherd in her, and she's just a little, comparatively, she's almost the size of my dogs. But her daddy was a beast. Her daddy was almost 200 pounds. So I've been terrified ever since we got her that we bought this giant dog. My husband was super excited at the prospect of potentially riding his dog. Like in Game of Thrones, he wanted a dire wolf. But she's just a big old baby and a big old sweetheart. Probably the lickingest dog. But she does like to come down here and eat all of my things. I cannot tell you how much she likes this coaster material. These are the little sticker backings that I put on the backs of my tile coasters. So on there for my tile coasters. So she loves coming and finding these and chewing them up, and I find them in little pieces. My mermaid resin keychains, my wine corks. What else have I found down here? Oh, my tape. She loves it. Absolutely loves it. Right. So while that is drying, we're gonna spray it with a little bit of Mod Podge, help the process, help it stick. It also helps make sure that I don't end up getting cross-contamination of my glitters. So when I'm doing this yellow, I don't want to be moving it around and shaking it and tapping it to get the glitter off, the yellow glitter off, and then have some of this black come down. My dogs were almost super chill and calm. They'd finally gotten to that age where a lot of that that high energy that they had was going away, and I was like, oh, we're now in the they just want to lay with me and love me phase. And then we got Scully, my husband's dog. So we get a little puppy, and then they're like, wait, what? And if they don't run around, then she just like chews on them, especially on my girl dog Angel. She's got a lot more of the poodle in her, so I always talk about she has a fancy hairdo. She's got all these curls and everything around her ear. Her fur is just a lot longer and curlier than Astro, my boy dog, who just looks like a golden lab with like a retriever tail. That's it. But Scully will come and she chews on all of that fluff and that fur that's behind her ear. All right. So while that's drying, go back to this one. So you can reuse this as long as the paint is dry. To me, that roll has lasted me like 2 years, and for all the effort of trying to keep basically cellophane, saran wrap from sticking to each other, I just throw it away and use more. So I'm going to wrap the black and the pink spray paint to make sure that I don't get yellow in it. So all I'm going to do is just wrap it around once and pull. Nothing super fancy. And then I think I'm actually going to have to buy another one of these this year. Makes me sad. It's like $1. It's like from the dollar store. And then this around. Okay. And then yellow. Not gonna lie, every time I'm shaking spray paint like this, think of the shake weights, which makes me think of South Park. But I was thinking of the shake weights. I don't know how I'm supposed to. They've ruined my mind and my thought process forever. Oh. Well, just a minute. My yellow paint is cloggy. Oh yeah, the saran wrap stuff is just great, and the fact that it comes in that roll for packaging makes it so much easier to get out and just being able to wrap it around. A lot easier than trying to use the bigger rolls. From time to time, but yeah, I've had it around. It also works in a pinch if you don't have any gloves. I will take it and I just wrap it around. I epoxy with my middle finger. I just take it and I wrap it around, and then I just fold the end up and I apply epoxy with it on my finger when I've completely forgotten to. Y'all, if I accidentally spray this yellow spray paint all up in my face, I do give you permission to laugh. Just make sure I don't like choke and fall over and die. All I ask. Fingers crossed. Well guys, I may not be able to do the yellow. I have to take this off and clean. I do have another yellow I can use. It's not the best and brightest, but it is usable. Acetone. I've never tried acetone. Do I have a container I can put some acetone in? Sorry, I've rearranged things. I don't know where everything is. Said, like, I just put it in there for like a second. Is it a real second, or is it like a second, like a hot minute? So like that much. I'm learning something new today too. Okay. Hot minute. I can do a hot minute. I'm in the South. We're all about hot minutes. Okay. Now, just okay. I'm not gonna lie. I normally just get angry, and if it doesn't like act right the next day, I just throw it away. I normally, this one's pretty full. I mean, I haven't had it for very long. It's probably that full. I normally don't have them clog until I'm closer to the end. So then I'm just like, screw it. I throw it away. I'm impatient, and the acetone's just terrible. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did just open my acetone with the box cutter with the sharp point going towards my face, because I'm a dumb adult. Oh, black, red, and yellow. Well, and this is the first year that I've used this marigold. So the other one that I used to use was Bright Idea. Dude, there's barely any left in that. That's what I was using, but in order to get the yellow that I wanted for the pencil, even though the coverage was good with my glitter, it just wasn't as dark, so I ended up doing 2 coats of yellow most of the time. And this, because it's so close to this color, it makes it pop. Alright, so that was a hot minute, right? Let's my husband really loves when I leave the acetone upstairs, which normally we'll do it upstairs by the sink. When I'm cleaning my cups and everything. And he loves it when I leave the acetone by the stove. Nothing is on. The oven is not on. The stove is not on. But I leave it right there because it's right to the right of my sink. And then I walk away and I come back and it's moved. And my husband's like, "You're going to burn the house down. It's going to combust. This is highly flammable." Tell them we have insurance. All right, let's see. Here's the test. If I did it right. I don't think I did it for long enough. All right. I'm going to soak it some more, and then we're going to move on. Gonna set you over there. Whew. Oh, I smell fantastic. All right. Oh, and because my brain squirreled, it's not, acetone is not the only adult-proof container on Earth. Because they also put mineral spirits in there too. Finally found one that had a screw top though, and I've never been more excited until I opened it and realized that I had to like stab it 50 times to get through there. But before this one, the last brand that I found had the exact same crap as the acetone. But that one still, I was kind of afraid of like how hard to stab it. Oh, look at you. knowing some taggers and stuff. I'm amazed by people that use spray paint like that. Not bad. Chunk. And right. All right. So we've got that. Now it's a fun time. I'm going to pull it back in. Find my edges. Okay. Bam! Oh. Da, da, da. What you think? So far, so good? Sorry, y'all can't see the giant pile of crap I have over here that I'm hiding from you. Wish I had someone to come and keep all of my caps and stuff like that clean for me. So then spray that with some more Mod Podge. I'm gonna let that dry for a couple minutes and then go back in and do my silver and my gold. Okay, so going to, yep, that's good. I'm just gonna shove this all thick because it's easier for me to hold. All right. And then from here on out, it's just careful hand painting. Yeah, that's pretty much one of the main reasons I got the Hallows is because I also do the Harry Potter cups. I do the geodes that's just by house. So I really just need one more, and then I could do different Hallows in every house too. So my holographic silver that I've got totally goes with Slytherin. Black can go with my Hufflepuff. Gold, Gryffindor. So I really just need something for Ravenclaw. I'm a pretty big stickler that Ravenclaw's colors are not blue and silver. But so that's how I do most of my cups, unless somebody specifically says, well, I want blue and silver. But I think they'll look really good on those geodes. I'm already super excited seeing people post all their creations. Raining hard out there? Yeah, it's blue and bronze.
Sorry, the lawnmower was upset.
No problem. Want to say hey to Facebook?
Oh no! Sorry, I gotta get.
That's my husband that doesn't do pictures and didn't realize that I was going live. Yeah, the bottom basically just fell out and The lawnmower was outside. Might have heard him. Scully's still down here. Oh, I'm gonna let the dog up.
Scully. She ran over to me. Let's go.
You should hush. My babies are down here with me. Stiffen up my edges. Right. And my gold. Then just okay. Da-da-da. Husband is camera shy. Much to my dismay, 'cause I love taking pictures. He is entirely unapologetic about it. You ever feel like you should just hold your mouth just right, like your hand will be steadier somehow? Totally doesn't work, by the way, in case you've never tried it. all those people that like hand paint and hand glitter all these designs. It's amazing. I can't do it. Last color, my holographic gunmetal. And ta-da! So I am just going to let this sit and hang out and Mod Podge sealer spray dry, and then it can get some epoxy on it tonight. Let that bad boy spin some. Then maybe later I can even finish spray painting my other one.